Hey, I just wanted to come on and do a little swatching video because I got some new watercolors. Not all of these are new, but most of them. Yeah, I put these palettes together myself. As you can see, they're just like in old tins that I had. This one is particularly cute. I want more of these mint tins just to make a bunch of like mini palettes. They're so adorable. Anyway, and yeah, I just have like the pans are just magneted to the bottom. And yeah, so these are a combination of a bunch of Roman Szmal, like full pans that were on sale recently. And then some of them are tubes of like Daniel Smith or Holbein that I put into pans. Yeah, and so I kind of made like a more natural palette. I was kind of intending to do like landscape slash sketching outside kind of thing. And then I couldn't not have some of these bright colors, which I will probably like add in as like a pop of color to some of the stuff I make with this one. That's kind of my intention, but it's like I could probably do fairly natural looking stuff with just this and then make it a bit more my taste, style, whatever, by adding these. That was my intention anyway. So I'm going to swatch them because I mean, you can see the swatches there, but I am obsessed with swatching videos right now. There's something so relaxing about watching people swatch watercolors or pencils or anything, really. I don't know that I can make a super relaxing video just because of the way I am, but I'm gonna try and like chill a little bit. I'm a little anxious right now, partially because the sun has gone away and I don't know how well this is going to turn out in being so dark right now. But also just we've been having a lot of issues with weird construction noises upstairs, and I don't know what's going on up there, but some days there's just horrible noise all day long, and I'm kind of worried that's going to start today, so I want to get this done with. But we're going to pretend that we have all the time in the world, even though I have to like go out in like 45 minutes or I don't know. Anyway. Right. So I've been watching a lot of swatching videos, like I said. So of course I've been watching Natasha Newton swatching videos, and she does the pebble swatches, which are beautiful. I don't have the patience for that sort of like meticulous, neat little swatch, but I like the idea of like a swatch that has that kind of variation in it. And so I thought I would kind of try and do like sort of organic abstract rock shapes. I should have wet these first. Hold on. And just add some water. Okay. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know how this is going to work out, but anyway, this first one is Roman Szmal Manganese Brown. It's number 257. So I'm just thinking like kind of rough out like a shape that kind of like, oof, that's too much water. See, I'm not so good at watercolors yet. I just really wanted to try some of these colors. I have like a basic set of like Cotman tube paints that I squeezed out, but I just wanted to, I don't know, try some different colors, and so we'll see how that goes. And this next one is Roman Szmal Potter's Pink 359. I really wanted to try a Potter's Pink. This one is more purpley than I was expecting. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from like the swatches, and it probably looked fairly purpley in the swatches, but like I know some of them are not quite so purpley, I think. Maybe they are. I don't know. And I don't even know if it's like working out okay with the lighting here, but the next one is Roman Szmal Ginger Red. This one is definitely more orange than I was expecting. Which, I mean, that's fine. I like orange, but it's like, it's more of like a, like it's fairly bright, but I was expecting it to be like a bright orangey red as opposed to kind of like a muted orange. So it means I don't have any like red in here, which is probably okay because I mean I have my basic set if I really need to do something with red, you know? I don't know if these are looking at all like stones or just blobs, but blobs are cool too. So this next one is another Roman Szmal. They're pretty much all Roman Szmal. I'll just point out which ones are Daniel Smith or other stuff. Now this one is called something something burnt sienna. I didn't write down the whole name of it, but it's 256, so it's not just called burnt sienna, but it's essentially a burnt sienna. I don't know why I don't remember my thought process for picking these because I bought them a week ago and I had done I was doing a lot of like research, looking up swatches, I tried to mostly pick colors that would granulate. I don't know how many of them actually do. I can't remember what I ended up with, but I wanted a lot of like texture and effects from these because I wanted to kind of like use the texture of the paint more than like, I didn't want to be super controlling about how it looks, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This next one is Natural Sienna something something. I don't know. Don't remember the whole name, but it's 235. But yeah, I really like the way these colors look together, so I'm excited to use them. The next I got is Buff Titanium, which I don't know. I think I was just like, if I wanted to kind of if I wanted something instead of a white, in case I wanted to make things a bit like lighter and more opaque, but not as stark. I don't know. I'd seen it in other people's palettes and I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to try it. Yeah, it's quite opaque. And again, I kind of just want to see how, like, what kind of textures and effects I can get with this. Okay. This one is Olive Green Light 345. Oh, I shouldn't say Buff Titanium was 201. Olive Green Light is 345. And the next one is Daniel Smith Undersea Green, which is one that I've had for a while, but I've mostly just had it in its tube and I haven't used it that much because I've not bothered to go get it out. Actually, no, I maybe had this one in a pan for a while, but it was still kind of like, I didn't have it in its own like palette, so I hardly ever used it. Now, I think this might be 109. I tried looking at the tube to find a color number and it wasn't really obvious to me, so I looked at, there's one area where there's like a number with like several digits and the only digits that were different on each tube were like the last three, so I just used the last three digits from that number, which may be the color number. Okay. And then this one is Szmal Perylene Green Deep 410, which I love this color. Like, I'm getting really into the deep greens lately. And also the yellowy greens, which seem kind of opposite, but yeah, like I don't know if these shapes are all looking like stones, rocks, cliffs, I don't know, but I like them. I like the shapes that I'm getting here. Okay, this one is Misty Morning 415, which I mostly got because it has a really cool color separating granulation to it. Same with the Daniel Smith ones. All the Daniel Smith ones I got are color separating because it kind of felt like it's only worth spending that much on a watercolor if it does something cool like that. For me right now at this point in my watercolor journey, which is not very far. And then the last one in this palette is Daniel Smith Shadow Violet 188 is the number I found on it. And this is again one that I've had for a while. I think I got it in the summer along with Undersea Green. Those were like my first two non-Cotman watercolors. And I just really liked the look of them, so. And I'd like to use them more, so I'm glad I now have them in a palette that I can easily grab and like use them with stuff. So that's my natural color palette, which I honestly feel like it's pretty like earth tone neutral, not neutral, but like muted. Yeah. Okay, so then I've got water everywhere. This is, I guess, my bright watercolor palette that I have for like adding interesting pops of color just because I love these colors so much and I just needed an excuse to have them. So this first one is Holbein Opera WO13 and it is like, you know, fluorescent or whatever, like it's opera, so it's probably not light fast, if that matters to you. At this point it doesn't matter to me, but it's just like I love a pop of opera in my things. I don't know, I've started collecting like Holbein opera in like every medium I have. So I have the acrylic wash opera and I have the color pencil Holbein opera, and I got like a luminous pink acrylic paint too. Like I just always love adding a bit of this either as like a base color or a pop of color or just to like brighten up another color. Okay, and then the next one is Szmal Nickel Azo Yellow 308, which I really like this kind of yellow because like when you put it down really thick, it's kind of like natural sienna. It's like very, very dark and brownish, but when you water it down, I guess I can go kind of bigger with these ones. It's very bright. And like this probably could have gone in the more natural palette anyway. Like I would probably use it in, you know, landscapes and stuff, but it was bright enough that I thought it could go in the bright, you know? So this one is Cobalt Teal 408, and I love this color so much, and it's like, I know you can mix teal but it's just such a good one. Like, and also I feel like it'd be really good for when I'm like, the rare occasions when I'm trying to paint water. Not that honestly, I have rarely ever been to places where the water looks this color, but I have, but just not very often. Not anywhere near me. Let's just say that. Okay. This one is Daniel Smith Cascade Green, which has been on my wish list for a while, and I was like, well, I'm putting together this palette, I might as well use it. Again, it probably could have gone in the natural because it's like a green, but it's a very bold green, and it has, you know, the color separating effect. And so I thought it would be kind of, you know, a bit more of a pop. Even though it's like, you think a pop is like these bright colors, and that's, you know, not super poppy, but it's not super natural. It's not very natural. It's maybe supernatural. And this one is Roman Szmal French Ultramarine 221, which you need an ultramarine, right? That's just, I mean, like, I know this is a good basic, like, mixing color to have, but it's also the kind of color, like, I would use this on its own as, like, an accent, or just to, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this shape is. And the last one is Mineral Violet 334, which is another color separating one. So yeah, I will let these dry and show you what they look like at the end. But basically, like, I'm really excited to use these, but I haven't really done a lot of painting with them yet. I've just done some, like, swatching and playing around with, like, mixing colors and stuff. I'm a little nervous to actually try painting something. And I also kind of, like, part of the intention of them was to go out and paint with them, which it is not the right season for that right now. So I don't know why I rushed to get these. Although next week, I think, is watercolor week in my 13 medium challenge. So I will probably be using these more than anyway. But yeah, so we'll see how these dry and get back to you. Okay, so these are mostly dry. I have to get ready to go out soon, so I don't have time to wait for them to, like, there's a little wet patch there, but, like, basically this is how they look. So you can see just some of the, like, variation in texture in the colors, in the, you know, there's some are granulating, some are color separating, some just have, you know, strong variation from, like, where they're more, you know, saturated with pigment to when they're watered down. And I really like this range that I've collected here. Like, I really love how this one turned out in terms of, like, I just feel like it all goes together really nicely, and it just looks nice. Like, this little chart, like, that just looks so nice to me. I mean, I kind of screwed up, the paint kind of seeped under the tape there, but the point is still, they make a nice collection together. And then this one, that's just happiness right there. That is just pure joy. Like, I see that pink and that yellow and that cobalt teal together, and I'm just like, that is what joy is made of, you know? So yeah, I don't have much else to say about this because, like I said, I haven't really used them yet. I just put these together yesterday and like got them all like magneted and labeled and swatched and everything. Um, so I'm gonna play around with them probably a bit today and for the next couple weeks and stuff, and hopefully by spring when it's a good time to like go out to the park and sketch or go to a cafe or whatever, um, I'll be ready to use these in my sketchbook. And I mean, eventually it'd be nice to make stuff like proper art that I turn into a print or something, but at this point I mostly just use watercolors for sketching. Like, I'm just looking at the stuff going on in here and I just like, it's very exciting. It's very exciting, but I also am a little nervous because I don't know what to expect, I guess, if I start painting with them. So if you have any like tips on using any of these colors, like, if you have any of these colors and that some of them make a really interesting mix, I'd be interested to hear, though I am probably going to do like a mega mixing thing where I try mixing all the different combinations just to see what I can get. Because that's always fun, and it's a way to procrastinate from having to actually make art, because I'm still in a bit of an art block. And so I've mostly been doing swatching and buying art supplies and swatching more and mixing colors and not a lot of actual making art. But it's all useful stuff. It's all, I'm learning, my colors and all of that through it. So I just like watching these swatching videos because I find them relaxing, like I said, but they also make me want to go buy like literally all the colors. So thankfully I already have these and I don't have to be tempted to go buy them again right now. So I'm sorry if I tempted you, but my swatches are not nearly beautiful enough to be that tempting. So, I mean, I love these. I honestly, I like this abstract kind of chunky look as much as the smooth, beautiful, crackled pebble swatches are just stunning. Like, they get me every time. I just love them. This is more my kind of... This is more what I kind of want to do with my watercolors, is this kind of patchy, splotchy, a bit random kind of effect. So I figured it made more sense for me to swatch like this, because this is more how I would want to use them. But yes, thank you for watching. I will be back at some point with some other random art / creativity / whatever content. Maybe. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.